What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your review of Greenleaf, Season 5, Episode 3, the third day. So, we start the episode off. We have Sophia. Not Sophia. It wasn't Sophia yet. Grace and Darius are talking, and Darius is letting her know that he's going to follow the lead up with the insurance company that they got the lead last week. And it's a company out of Arizona. And so he's on his way to Arizona to go, go check the situation or whatever. And he lets her know, though, that he ended up getting fired from the paper because he wanted to pursue this story. And his boss was telling him that, he wanted him to do political news. And he was like, well, Bob is running for Senate. Isn't that a political story? And his boss was like, yeah, whatever. That ain't what I'm talking about. And he ended up getting fired. And so, of course, Grace is like, damn, my bad. I done got you in this. You done lost your job. But he's going to continue to follow through with the story because he knows there's a story there. And I guess he figured, I ain't worried about this job. When I break this story, I'll be able to sell it to the highest bidder and I'll be good to go, So, and they kind of do this little flirty thing. Like, I'm really not sure where Grace is in this situation. Like, I don't know if she just being polite or if she miss him a little bit. I ain't figured it out yet. Clarissa and Jacob, listen, I'm sick of them. I'm just sick of them. Clarissa, every time she wants something, she's holding it over Jacob's head. She keeps throwing up that damn will. And Jacob, of course, at this point, he's on a mission to try to figure out if there's any validity to what's going on with the will to see if he can get from up under what Clarissa is trying to hold over his head. Now, I'll tell y'all towards the end why this is pissing me off with the way Jacob is sort of handling the situation. So Clarissa wants him to pick up Winky from school, and she's, getting on him because he don't have no job. He ain't looking for no job. And my thing is this, like, on one hand, okay, Jacob don't have a job. Okay. I get that. Everybody want their man to work. I get it. But you are also living rent-free in a house with a maid, 3 good meals a day. Lady maid don't let the maid clean up or nothing like that, But y'all living rent-free, grocery-free. Like, I get it that he don't have a job. But y'all, like, major expenses are covered. Like, girl, go sit down somewhere. Anyway. But of course, Clarissa is bitching and moaning because at the end of the day, she really don't want the divorce, but she knows that Jacob is determined to get the divorce, so she's gonna be as big of a bitch and make this as difficult as she possibly can, whatever. So then we have Lady Mae and Bishop trying to find out the name of their church, and Bishop is once again forgetting stuff. Got Lady Mae worried. She tells him, "Promise me you're gonna go get a physical," and of course Bishop is like, "I ain't nothing wrong with me. I don't need no physical," and he ain't trying to hear that. So then Charity is coming downstairs. Now, Charity had on this real cute white dress. It looked really, really cute. But it did not look like she was on her way to go work at somebody's church as the assistant pastor. Now, maybe I'm old-fashioned. Maybe y'all gonna get me in the comments or whatever. But I'm just saying, she looked like if she bent over to pick up a pencil, it could see all her business in that skirt. Now, it was a cute dress. I ain't gonna say it wasn't. And it was a cute dress to wear. You want to hang out with your girlfriends. Does Charity have any friends? Go to the mall, whatever. But to work at the church, I'm just saying, I don't know if that was so appropriate. Anyway, they want to ask Charity to come to the church. They're going to offer her to be an assistant pastor. Now, on this one, I'm with Charity. Why in the hell would she come and work for y'all now? She asked y'all to be an assistant pastor for the last 5 years, and y'all kicked her around, y'all played around with her, y'all toyed with her, you made her think she was going to be an assistant pastor and all this other stuff just to drop her off and be like, yeah, psych. So, I mean, she may not have the best situation going on over at H&H or whatever, but I don't know if I would trust y'all. Like, that's part of the reason why she turned on y'all to begin with, and was so susceptible to what Phil was promising her, because y'all ain't never give her what she really wanted to begin with. So, I mean, Charity, you still on my list. But on this one, I was kind of with you. She was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good right where I am. Like, the devil I know is better than the devil I don't know, because y'all made me a whole lot of promises that y'all ain't never keep. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about my preaching ability long time ago. I mean, I can go back to season 1. her ass was trying to be a preacher since season 1, and you rather had Jacob, who was sleeping with half the church, be an assistant pastor for charity. But anyway, whatever. And she went on to church. I mean, she went on to her job, honey. She was like, listen, thank you, but no thank you. And I'm going to go on my merry little way. Now, Jacob is back over to the house to pick Tasha up because Tasha's going to help him get the information that he's trying to get. Now, Tasha is still living. I still need to know how Jacob knew that Tasha was back in town and where to find Tasha. Maybe I forgot something at the in the last season, and I ain't about to go back and watch it. But I really feel like where Tasha been all this time. But whatever, it don't matter. I know I like that damn herringbone necklace that Tasha got on. That thing is beautiful. Anyway, they and they kind of doing that little silent flirt thing. Basie's dead. She said they found him on some side of the road down in somewhere, and they don't know where Rochelle is. They can only assume that Rochelle made it to Mexico, which only makes me feel like that Rochelle gonna pop her head up at somewhere because they killed off Basie. Why they didn't kill off both of them? So I feel like at some point Rochelle gonna make her appearance again, honey. But they're on their way to go check in with Rochelle's sister, Basie's half-sister, to try to get some information. Now, she's running like a little mission-type church, storefront, broken down in the bad side of town, with, mismatched, fold-out chairs as the pews and all that good stuff. And she's playing this whole, oh, the Lord said he would answer my prayer. He brought a Greenleaf to me, that needs something from us and this, that, and the other. Now, she believes that the Greenleafs killed her daddy too. But she won't give Jacob too much information. She said, before I give you everything that I got, I need to know why you need to know it. And I need to know what you're doing with it. And so Jacob was like, well, that's fine. I could appreciate that. But it's kind of complicated what's going on. I promise you that I'll come back. The information you've given me is pretty good. And I'll come back in a couple of days. Maybe, I can give you more information and we can have a better dialogue. But remember, this type of mission is right up Jacob's alley. This is the kind of thing he really had been trying to do. Remember, he wanted to do the homeless mission and all of that. So he was really feeling what she had going on there. But I was like, Jacob, don't get too comfortable with this woman. I don't trust her. I trust her about as much as I trust Rochelle. Just because she in the church don't mean that she don't feel the same way the rest of them were feeling. And, Jacob's thing was, Basie always said that my father was the one who call your father over to the church that night. But how do they know that? Like, what proof? Because, no offense, but your daddy dead. So, like, was Basie on the phone? Did your father say something to Basie before he left? And she was like, I don't know. But that's just what the story always was. And that was what was always accepted. But she clearly knows more than what she's trying to say. But Jacob decides that he got enough information to sort of take where he needs to take it. And when he's dropping Tasha back off, Tasha was like, so, like, did you ever really like me? Was it all just a game? Were both of us just playing a game? Because I really feel like I felt something. And he was like, no, it wasn't a game. He said, but let me get through this divorce and let me get through all of this. She was like, divorce? He said, yeah, me and Clarissa getting a divorce, baby. She was like, okay, divorce. And she leaned over to kiss him. He was like, we're going to do this right. We're going to do this right. Let me handle this before I can come handle this. And she was like, okay. Anyway, so then we back down to Zora. Now, Zora has managed to do something that I don't think anybody has ever done in the history of man. She was able to get them topless pictures up off the internet. Now, y'all know don't nothing never die. She was able to just find it off of the main sites and stuff like that, I guess. She said off of the Snapchat, the Instagram, whatever. But y'all know she ain't really get rid of them damn pictures. But I guess for now, it's going to make everybody feel better. And, of course, Sophia is convinced that Nikki was the one that put the pictures up, which she probably did. Next thing you know, she starts throwing Nikki's clothes in the trash can, and here come Nikki, honey. And Nikki, they get to going back and forth, honey. Sophia she's gonna say, oh, your breath. She said, oh, I put a little something in it before I came over here just to remind you what you'll never get again. I said, you nasty hoe! Anyway, they get to arguing back and forth, and poor Zora is in the middle trying to referee. And baby, Nikki said, well, at least I can have kids. Oh, what she say that for? What she say? Baby, Sophia about tried to rip her head off. And Zora ended up putting Nikki out. Nikki was like, really? Like, you gonna take her side over mine? Like, you know that she been out of pocket. But Zora, I guess Zora was like, yeah, but you want to step too far. Like, you took it too far with the whole at least I can have kids thing. Because she already know that it's a sensitive situation for anybody, but definitely she knows that that's been really hard on Sophia. And at the end of the day, that's still her cousin. Like, she could be mad at her, but you went too far. So she done put Nikki out and told Nikki don't come back. And then she told Sophia, listen, you really need to find a hobby. You need to figure out what to do with that rage. She was like, Fight Club ain't your ministry. It is not your ministry. You ain't got the hands for it. But you need to get into something. Run a marathon. Do something. Why you won't just go back to college? Girl, go back to college. But anyway, she told her, you need to find something else to do because this is not it. And it ain't cute. Like, you've really been angry ever since, you found out what happened. And of course, she was like, well, how am I supposed to feel about it? She was like, I understand, but you got to figure out something else to do with it. Next thing you know, here come Noah coming down to the house, and Lady Mae is fawning all over him, honey, as if, because AJ still don't want to see them at the hospital. So Lady Mae told Grace, bring Noah by the house. Let's see Noah. And so Lady Mae is being Lady Mae, honey, and she's making all these little comments, innuendos, and little slick comments about Noah and Grace this and Noah and Grace that, and then she gonna tell Noah when Zora leave to go to school, he can have his old cabin back. Bishop was like, May. She said, well, I mean, AJ will be living here. I mean, it's only right that he be near his son. And Grace was like, I don't know where AJ's gonna live. Like, when he get out the house right now, he ain't even speak to us. And you think he gonna move back here? Like, he don't even want us to come see him. Like, what? And so, then Lady Mae gonna say something about them being a family. And child, Lady Mae was a mess. Okay, Lady Mae was being a real mess. It was classic Lady Mae. It was one of those moments that made me think, why does Bishop put up with her? Like, that just got to be love. Because Bishop just puts up with whatever she does, honey. He just picks up whatever she puts down. But she said something real disrespectful about, she said, well, it's only, she said, well, I can only imagine that AJ might be more open to seeing the daddy who didn't even know he existed versus the mama who gave him away. I said, well, what the heck? Damn you, Lady Mae. Y'all know you can't do nothing but love her. Down to the church, we got Phil coming in on Charity, asking Charity to told Charity we want to we've been discussing it, and we want Julie, I've been discussing it, and we want it's our last Sunday in this building, in this edifice, and we think that the first voice they should hear is yours. She was like, oh, y'all want me to preach? Now, Charity, what church do you go to where the preaching is the first voice you hear? I ain't never been to that church unless it's a church where the preacher is also the choir, the deacon, like, come on, Charity. He said, no, we want you to do the welcome. She said, that's more the first lady's job. Then he gonna say, she said, listen, my family dicked me around for 1.5 years about preaching. When am I gonna preach? Like, I'm not playing this game with you. He was like, well, we're gonna make it happen. She said, sooner rather than later. Yeah. I'm gonna talk to Bob about it. She was like, so basically that means never. Like, she already know how Bob feels. So then he gonna say, oh, and Julie's been having a hard time with the music. Can you help her with the music? She was like, and she brought up a good point. Because in my mind, I'd have been like, hell no, I ain't helping you with the music. And I know that was her first thought, but then she thought about it. She said, you know what? Only because when I finally do get a chance to preach, I want to make sure I got somebody to preach to. Because she said, because if you mess up our music, we gone. I said, well, now she got a valid point. And that she has a valid point. So she helped, she went in there, she took the woman the music. She said she gave her 6 months worth of music. And the woman keeps trying to get to Charity. You want to ask her, I want your opinion about something. Charity was like, what? She was like, how do you like this ring? I mean, I know it was Phil's mother's, but don't you think it's a little, drab? She said, the ring was fine for me. She said, oh, well, maybe if I get it sized. She said, look, I already know you trying to get me. You trying to get under my skin, but you're not. Look, you're trying to make me quit, and you're not. Like, there's nothing you're going to do to make me quit. So, basically, just leave me the fuck alone. And we see later on where her and Phil are eating dinner, and she wants to keep talking about Charity. And Phil is like, listen, can we just say grace and eat? Because I don't want to talk about this. And, baby, she went to go say the grace, and Phil is just rolling his eyes. I said, you made that bed. Lie in it. So, Bishop Bishop was talking to Grace, and he was saying, listen, I know your mama is a lot, but she's not totally wrong. He was basically talking about what they need to do as far as be a united front and stand as a family to try and do what they need to do for AJ or whatever. And she was like, well, at this point, AJ ain't even going. We need to at least let AJ see us. Like, AJ won't even see us. So, when we get to that point, we'll figure it out, So Clarissa, so I'm sorry. So they still trying to figure out the name of this church and everything. And, old girl is there. What's my girl? The assistant. Like, she used to be the receptionist. Now she Lady Mae's assistant. She talking about something she could do the music. They looked at her. She said, listen, I'm not too good at carrying a tune. She said, I'm not, I don't have the classical training. She said, but I can carry a tune and I can hit play. Because, let's be clear. We are going to be having church at a bar. That's all I'm really going to have to do for a while. Like, let's be clear. And they kind of looked at each other and then they were like, well, yeah, I guess you got a point. So then AJ actually ends up calling Sophia and wants to see Sophia. And so Sophia comes down there, and of course Grace and Noah have been waiting. And Sophia was like, listen, don't be mad at me, but he called me to come down here to talk to him. And she was like, no, I ain't mad, but hook a sister up. Let me get in. And so Sophia goes in there to talk to AJ. Now listen, I'm not gonna prolong this shit the way they prolong this shit. Listen, they went through all of this. First of all, I was right. Okay? I was right. The boy HIV positive. And he's talking about how it's so horrible, and he just can't face it. And so he finally agrees to see Grace. He said, listen, I'm gonna say this once, and then I don't want to talk about it. So he tells Grace, he says, I was raped in jail, and one of the people that raped me was HIV positive. All right. Again, I'm not trying to lessen it or make it like it's not that big of a deal, but I just had already kind of figured that out, so it was sort of anticlimactic for me. But I was just like, okay, what's the rest of the story? Like, it has to be more, like, I don't know. Anyway, so and of course Grace was crying and he was crying, and it was what it was, child. Now, Phil's still trying to be friends with Charity. And Charity, he said, do you think it'll ever happen? She said, well, miracles, God can make all things possible. Miracles can happen. She said, but that's probably going to be a no, dog. It's a no for me, dog. So, Jacob comes home. He got Winky. He done picked Winky up from his church class, his chess club, whatever, meeting. And, Clarissa says, I just got, I was on the phone with my lawyer and you're still not working. And he said, you know what, don't worry about it because the deal is off. Because I at least want to share custody with my son. And she was like, well, don't make me have to go. He said, listen, do what you feel like you need to do. She said, even if that means your father is in jail. He said, listen, He said either he belong in jail or he don't, and I'm about to go find out anyway. What do you mean, Jacob? What do you mean? Because see, let me tell you something. The worst thing that can happen to a blackmailer is when they no longer have no leverage. And Jacob is about to take care of her leverage, one way or the other. So he goes to go talk to his father, and he asked his dad point blank. He was like, listen, did you call Basie's daddy down here the night of the fire? And Bishop didn't answer. Bishop said, why are you asking me this? He said, because I need to know. Well, what you need to know for? He said, it's complicated, but I just need to know, did you call him down? So then he tells him about the will. He said, listen, he said, what about the house? Did she leave this house to you? And they was like, he said, yes, I can show you the will right now. He said, that ain't the original will. He said, the original will leaves the house to Basie's daddy. And so I need to know, did you know? Did you have anything to do? Because see, what Bishop has accepted the fact that there was some foul play. But what it is that Bishop wants that foul play to be Matt and not his dad. And so he's trying to find a way to make it Mac's situation and not his father's situation. But that's where I'm kind of frustrated, because I'm like, at this point, you need to let your parents know. Well, no, don't let Lady Mae know shit. No, don't tell Lady Mae. No, ma'am. But you need to let your father know what's going on. You need to give him a copy. Let him see a copy of that first will. And because at this point, you know your daddy well enough. You know when he lying. Like, you need to talk to him. Because he probably can help you get from up under this shit that Clarissa got going on. Because I really don't think it was them. I really think it was some Mac shit. I really do. Now, Lady Mae might have known. But I don't know. I just don't think Bishop was in on it. I don't know. I could be wrong. But anyway, and so that's pretty much where this whole thing, that's pretty much the episode. I feel like this episode was one of those, I don't want to use the word filler because I think it was a lot of good information in there, but it was giving us information that's laying that foundation for what we got coming next. Like Darius is in Arizona. He going to find some good stuff in Arizona. We got to figure out what's going to happen next with AJ, you know, as far as how the family is going to handle that. And again, I don't think anybody is going to, especially what happened. Like, I don't think that's going to be a problem. You know, AJ's, but you need some help, boo. You need to go get some counseling or something, baby. And then this whole thing with the will, I think we're going to start seeing the threads come together with that. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.